Afternoon, everybody. It's 3:30 on Friday. I managed to find another battery for the GoPro, so I'm just picking up on where we left off in the last video. So I've been having a look at the little look at the contracts. I think you may have heard Ted said that Ken Fletcher, he's got a slurry spreader in a field container, and I'm hoping to do a bit of a deal with him where we can fertilise his field for nothing, and then borrow his slurry spreader in that container to try and do some of the other contracts nearby, because there's quite a few coming up. Karen Diaz, she needs her field doing. Field 61. Maurice Vargas, he needs field 73 doing. That's quite a big field, so that's a good contract. Then Rebecca O'Connor, she needs field 70 and I think field 69 doing. And Blake Colvin, he needs field 72 doing. So there's quite a few kicking around, and I'm trying to take the ones that are fairly central on the map, so they're not too far away from the animal dealership. So I need to get hold of Ken, see if he's happy to do a bit of a deal and make some arrangement where we can use his stuff, and then I can get his field done for nothing. So I'll give him a call, and we'll see how we get on.
Hello, this is Ken Fletcher.
Oh, hi Ken, it's Sam Saunders here. I understand you need your field 49 fertilising. Well, I've got a proposal that I think you might be interested in. Right, well that went well. Ken was very happy with that arrangement. I think it's going to save him quite a bit of money, so he was pleased. Right, I'll go and catch up with Ted so I can brief him, but we've picked up a few other contracts as well. I managed to make some more phone calls, so that's good. Oh, hi Ted. All right, Sam. Right, well, I've had a chat with Ken. He seems pretty pleased with that arrangement. He's got his slurry spreader in his field container parked up in a barn on Justin Coggy's land over the road. So we can nip over and pick that up from there. It's pretty handy because we've only got to nip up the road to the animal dealership then to get them filled up with slurry, and then we can get on with things. Now, I've managed to catch up with Rebecca O'Connor. We've got her field 69 and 70 to do. Maurice Vargas as well is field 73, which is good because that's just down the road. And then Karen Diaz, I've spoken to her, and we're going to do her field 61, and then I'm waiting to hear back from Blake and Justine on their fields as well. So we'll do Ken's field 49 first, and then we'll get our own fields done, 43, 44 and 51, and then we can start doing those other contracts. Does that sound good? All right, there, that sounds brilliant, that does. Right, I've finished washing this tractor and set of discs down. Let me put those away, and I'll follow you up the road. Yeah, good stuff. Right, I'm going to go and grab the T6 New Holland. Then hopefully we can crack on, get Ken's field done, and get our 3 fields done this afternoon, this evening, and then we can get on with those contracts tomorrow. Well, that sounds good. Let me park this up, and I'll be right behind you, Sam. Right, Ted's already filled up with slurry. He's up at the field. I think he's nipped over the road to have a cup of tea with Mary. His house is just opposite field 49. I took the slurry spreader just back to the yard just to give it a quick check over, check the tyre pressures, grease up all the points and just make sure everything was all okay. So I've just filled up with slurry myself from the animal dealership, and I'm heading out to the field now. So our grand plan for this afternoon, if we can, is we'll get Ken Fletcher's field 49 done, and then I'm going to get our fields 43, 44 and hopefully 51 done. So time now is it's coming up to about 4:15. It's a nice pleasant evening, and obviously we're kind of late spring now, so it doesn't get dark too early. So we should be able to get a few fields done today. We might even be able to do one of the contracts. Right, I'm not sure whether I'll get round this field, this headland, with a single tank. I'm not sure, I don't know. I think this holds 18,500 litres. And Ted said that the field container, that was 55,000 litres they put in there, so that will just about do 3 tankfuls. So we've got 4 in total, so we should be able to get this field done with that before Ted has to go and fill up, and then you might need to nip up and get another fill before we nip over the road to do our fields 43 and 44. The wind seems to have dropped a little bit as well. Not that it makes a huge amount of difference to us, but sun's out, so it should be nice, easy going. And I phoned Jo earlier and let her know that we were going out and we were having to fertilise with slurry, and she wasn't very impressed. She said I'll have to take my clothes off in the back garden before I come in the house later on, and she said if I still smell after I've had a shower, then I'm sleeping in the spare room tonight. I didn't think it was very nice, but there we go. Right, I'm going to crack on with this field, and hopefully we can get this sorted fairly quickly and then nip over the road and start doing some of our own fields. Right, well, I've done the headlands, started on the land work. I think we might get away with just using 3 full tanks on this field, actually. It's surprising, really, by the time you've gone a couple of times around the headland, how much of the field you've actually covered. So we might be all right. Ted's just waiting, hanging on for a minute, just to see how I get on. But he'll move over to field 44, so we can start doing that field afterwards. I was having a chat with Ted as well when we'd just filling up there, and I don't know if you remember, but there's a young lad called Tom who's moved up into the area with his mum recently. Ted's Mary saw her at the garden club last week, and mentioned he was keen on getting into farming. Anyway, he's going to give me a call over the weekend, so it'll be nice to have a chat with him, because we'll need a bit of extra help over the harvest and everything, and he wants to get some experience to see if it's a career he wants to go into. Right, that's Ken's field 49 finished. Ted's already moved the field container over the road into field 44. I've still got a bit left in the tank here, but I'll fill up once I get over the road, and then we'll crack on with our field. So I'm going to do field 44 first, then we'll get 43 done, and then we'll come back over the road and do 51 a little bit later. Going's pretty good. It's actually, the slurry's going a bit further than I thought it would, actually, so we might not have to go and fill up too many times, but we'll see how we get on. But yeah, it's going good at the moment. Right, I'm just going to top up quickly. That should get me once around the headland. Then I'll top up again, and Ted's going to disappear and fill up the field container here, and then hopefully that'll be enough for field 43 and 44. Right, Ted just got back, which is good because I've almost run out. I should make it to where he's parked up. I've just done the second time around the headland, and so I'll fill up one more time and we'll start doing the main work. I'm going to give the camera over to Ted, see if he can get a bit of footage of me going up and down, and then I'll stick the drone up and we'll get some more footage for that. And then once I've done in field 44, I'll nip over and do 43 as well, so hopefully they won't take us too long. Right, well, I've finished field 44. We're in field 43 now. I've done the headland. It's just coming up to about 20 to 6, so won't take us too long to get this field finished off. I think Ted's going to take the field container over the road there, and we'll try and get field 51 done tonight. But that might be it for this evening, and then we'll go and do the contracts tomorrow. I'm still waiting to hear back from Justin Coggins and Blake Colvin, so I'm not sure whether we'll be able to do those tomorrow or not, but we've got plenty to get on with, so I'll get this field finished up, and then we'll nip over the road and try and get field 51 finished this evening as well. Right, I've started doing the headland in field 51. Ted's just gone and filled up with SLURRY from the animal dealership, which you can see just over there, the other side of the track on the left-hand side. And he said there's a gap in the hedge just around the corner here, so he's parked up on the roadside of the hedge, and then hopefully we can run the pipe through the hedge, and I can get close enough so we can fill out, and that will save Ted going having to go all the way around the road and through the farm and come back into the field. So you can just about see him there over the hedge on the left hand side, so that'll save a little bit of time and make it easy for him to nip back and fill up if we need to, but I suspect we probably won't have to do that this evening. Right, I'm going to fill up while I'm up here, and then the little section that's at the top of the field here, I'm going to do that and get that out of the way, just so it squares off the field a little bit, and then I'll carry on doing the headland. Now we've got some plans for this field. When Joe and I were chatting originally, when we'd heard about Dad's accident, and he kind of seemed to suggest that he'd struggled to carry on sort of managing the farm in full. We talked about coming up here and taking on the farm and everything, and Jo said she was absolutely happy to do that, no problem at all, but she wanted to get some sheep in the future. So I think the only way that we were going to be able to do that is to stick them down in the bottom corner near the old yard, just sort of where that little funny section is by the road, and then the plan is that we might convert the bottom section to grass so that we've got something to do hay. So you obviously know that there's the mound in the middle where that tree is. Well, the plan is that we'd probably go from the hedge that's over here on the left-hand side. We'd cut across to the top side of the mound, and then go to the right-hand side, as you can see it now, and then go sort of 90 degrees down towards the old farm barn, and then probably stop about, 100 yards short of the edge of the field, and then again turn 90 degrees right and go across to the right-hand hedge. So this sort of bottom section, or part of it, would be like a fat L shape, I suppose. We would convert to grass, and then the sheep pen would be down in that little kind of bottom corner section that we've got down there. So I think that'd be the plan, but we won't bother doing anything obviously until the autumn time. That'd probably be a job for the winter, and we'll get harvest and cultivating and drilling and everything out of the way in the autumn, and then we'll kind of sort that out there if we've got the money in the budget to be able to do it. Now, the other thing I was thinking about doing for this field as well is I'm probably going to put a spring crop in here again next year, but I want to try putting a cover crop in over the winter, whether that's mustard or oilseed radish or something, just to see how that might have an impact on the yield for next year. So I'm keen to kind of try that out. So I think that's something that we'll probably do at the same time, if we can sort the sheep out. But I'll probably do, even if we can't afford to put the sheep pen in, we will probably still convert the area to grass down that bottom area, like I said, and then I think we'll put a cover crop in over the winter, and then probably put something like spring oats in, or something like that, maybe spring barley, I don't know, for next year. But we'll see how that goes. And the other thing that's on the car, I was chatting to Dad the other day, and he's interested in buying Beechwood Fishery, which is just over the road. Now, Dad's been into his fishing for years, but I think now that he's got a bit more time on his hands, he'll probably do a little bit more of that. But he wasn't really planning on retiring this early, but obviously the problem with his legs, his accident that he had with his leg last year, that's kind of made him retire from the farming a little bit earlier, but he's not one for sitting still, so I think he's got some plans for that area. He's in conversation with the local council at the moment. I think he wants to develop it. I think he wants to put some more greenhouses in there and kind of create a bit more of a market gardening kind of area, and put a little bit of seating in, and maybe have a little kind of coffee shop or something like that, and just kind of bring the area to life a little bit more and offer something for the locals. And I think as well he's quite keen on kind of doing something that the local infant and junior schools, they can bring the kids down to, and learn a little bit more about kind of gardening and food produce and all that sort of thing. So you'll have to watch this space, because I think that's probably going to be on the cards at some point this year, but he's got quite a few things that he needs to sort out before he can do that. But I think he's trying to keep himself busy, which is good. We'll see how that develops. Right, I've got to finish off this field, and then I think that'll be it for today. It's about 7:30, so once we've done this, I think we'll call it a day, and then we'll crack on with those contracts tomorrow. Right, that's it for today. I'm going to go and try and get some supper and see if Joe will let me in the house. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and turn on that little bell so you know when the next video is out. So take care wherever you are. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the farm next time. Cheers for now.